You're fired. I don't care what you thought you were doing. Get out!
Security guard was fired for sleeping on the job. Then the truth left everyone speechless. He looked exhausted, leaning on the wall for just a second. That second cost him everything. Manager screamed. Customers stared. Phones came out. And before he could explain, a security guard named Marcus was fired and dragged out like a criminal. But what nobody knew, what the security cameras would later expose, was that Marcus just risked his life to stop a robbery from inside the store. And when the footage surfaced, the entire country wanted to apologize. Before we dive in, please support us by subscribe, like, and share for more with activating the notification bell. Thank you. Marcus Bailey was no stranger to hard work. As a former Marine and a proud father of two, he had built his entire life on discipline, service, and sacrifice. After leaving the military, he struggled to find work that offered enough to support his kids and a sick mother at home. When Harlan's department store offered him a full-time position as a security guard, he took it grateful, but determined to climb higher. But the job wasn't easy. Security was treated like furniture seen, not heard. No holiday bonuses, no health coverage, and certainly no respect from higher-ups like assistant manager Crystal Hall, who often treated the guards like disposable props. Marcus had worked 10 days straight, covering shifts for others while managing his own. He hadn't slept more than 4 hours a night. Yet he showed up on time, always pressed and professional. That Saturday, something was different. The air felt heavier. The crowd seemed shiftier. Marcus's gut, the one that had saved him during combat, was telling him to be alert. When he noticed two people, a man pretending to browse watches and a woman pushing a stroller that looked off, he subtly alerted the floor team through the walkie-talkie. Possible eyes on aisle 4. Stay sharp. Crystal overheard part of the call and stormed toward him. Marcus, are you seriously chatting with people right now? You're here to stand and watch, not talk? And don't even think about leaning again. He nodded, swallowing his frustration. He respected rules, but it was humiliating to be reprimanded. Like a child. Minutes later, he leaned slightly, his knee acting up again. It wasn't a nap. It was survival. But a teen nearby snapped a photo and snickered. Crystal saw it and exploded. In front of customers? Really, you're fired. Get out. Marcus blinked. Ma'am, I was watching someone. There's a guy in the electronics aisle, and I said, out, she screamed, drawing stares from customers. As he walked out, he glanced back once more. The man in the hoodie had just looked directly at. Haman smirked. Crystal, satisfied with her public firing, returned to her office, feeling victorious. That'll teach him, she muttered to herself. But as the minutes ticked by, things began to unravel. At precisely 11:13 a.m., the woman with the stroller knocked over a stack of perfumes. Bottles shattered. The chaos. But it was a distraction, as two clerks cleaned up the mess. The hoodie-wearing man moved quickly, swiping high-end tech and disappearing into the dressing rooms. Seconds later, the back door alarm beeped, but Crystal ignored it, assuming it was faulty. What she didn't know, 2 other members of the crew had slipped in through the delivery gate and propped open the emergency exit. They had cleared $75,000 worth of merchandise phones, designer bags, and jewelry. Customers screamed when one of the robbers sprinted past them with boxes, but by then, it was too late. Police were called. Corporate was notified. And Crystal's smugness dissolved into panic. When asked about security procedures, she blamed Marcus. If he hadn't been sleeping, maybe this wouldn't have happened. The officers raised eyebrows. You sure about that? The alarm shows he flagged something before he left. That's when a junior staffer spoke up. He radioed something. I think he knew. The camera footage was pulled. What it revealed changed. Everything. The original TikTok showing Marcus's firing was meant to be a joke. It had a sarcastic caption, "Bro leaned once and got vaporized, #fired, #lazyguard within hours." The video gained 1.2 million views, but something unusual began to happen. Comments shifted. It's not even asleep. He's watching. Someone. Look how tense his hands are. This isn't laziness. It's alertness. A loss prevention specialist from Atlanta stitched the video. This man was tracking someone. I train guards for a living. His posture, his eye line. It's classic situational surveillance. That video went viral again. Now the narrative was changing. Meanwhile, Harlan's tried to suppress the damage, but local news had picked it up. A reporter asked Crystal for a comment. She declined and deleted her social media. Too late, former employees began sharing their stories. Crystal once called Marcus a mall cop with delusions of importance. One staffer revealed. Pressure built until Harlan's released the full security footage. Viewers saw Marcus watching the suspect, whispering warnings, following the woman with the stroller. All before being screamed at and fired. The internet went wild. He was trying to save the store, and they threw him out. People demanded accountability. Hashtag Justice for Marcus trended for 3 days. Activists got involved. And what started as a meme became a movement. Marcus sat at his kitchen table, quietly checking job listings. Unaware that he had become a symbol of injustice, his phone buzzed constantly with messages from strangers, journalists, and even celebrities. Hey Marcus, I saw your story. You're a hero. Let's talk. Dwayne Johnson. Then came the job offers. One came from a luxury hotel chain looking for a new head of security. Another from a security training school that wanted him as a consultant. But one stood out. The founder of a black-owned security agency offered him a leadership position and equity in the business. You've got instinct, integrity, and composure under pressure. That's what we need. Marcus was stunned. He took a few days to decide, but after reading hundreds of messages from parents, veterans, and young black men saying he inspired them, he accepted. News cameras followed him during his first day at the new job. His kids cheered when they saw their father on TV. Meanwhile, Harlan's issued a public apology, but the damage was done. Stock prices dipped. The store where Marcus worked faced protests and boycotts. Crystal was quietly fired. Her name faded into embarrassment. While Marcus's name rose as a symbol of quiet strength. 6 months later, Marcus stood in front of a class of 25 new recruits at his own security training academy, the Bailey Institute for Public Safety. He had taken his earnings in viral fame and turned them into purpose. With backing from donors, veterans groups, and community leaders, Marcus built a place to train security professionals in both technical and emotional intelligence. His mission? To treat every uniform with dignity and to teach people to never ignore the quiet warning signs. His TEDx talk, The Wall I Leaned On, became a viral hit of its own. He spoke of being tired, being human, and being judged wrongly. But he also spoke of grace, second chances, and what the cameras don't always show. He ended his speech with a line that left the audience in tears. I leaned on that wall for 1 second, and the world saw weakness. But what I was doing was protecting them. Marcus now mentors young men from troubled neighborhoods, teaching them how to de-escalate conflict, how to read a room, and how to walk with pride. He still wears a uniform, but now it comes with respect and a legacy. And whenever someone tries to mock a tired worker again, the world remembers Marcus Bailey and the second that changed everything.